There is no way an AFL club can be bad forever. Well, try telling that to North Melbourne fans who are going on to close to a decade without a finals appearance and half a decade with bottom two finishes. After the first two rounds of 2025, they showed hope and, more importantly, clear improvement. But that has all of a sudden evaporated quickly, and it feels like the team is back to where they started. The troubles on the field are in every line, and solutions to get things back on track are hard to find. But surely there is something that can be done right now to get progress and, more importantly, wins for the North Melbourne fans. Like with any team that is struggling, the first finger that gets pointed is at the senior coach. It's complicated. Clarkson is a Hall of Fame coach and a 4-time premiership one at that. That also happened exactly a decade ago. A lot has changed in that time. Clarkson, in his final 6 years at the Hawks, played finals just twice and won 12 combined games in 2020, a shortened season, and 2021. He then had a year off. His first year at the Kangas was then interrupted by the Hawthorn racism ordeal, where he took long-term leave. It's just been a messy few years for Clarkson. His press conference after the Good Friday game against Carlton was full of ums and ahs, and his interview on AFL 360 in the lead up to the match was awkward and cagey. All of this has made him an easy target to pick on and question. Has the game moved past him? Is he and his team tactically at the level? Does he have the fearsome passion he possessed at Hawthorn? Whether you think these types of questions are fair or not is up to you, but they will keep getting asked until those L's turn into W's. Like Clarkson said himself, it, being the process to get North Melbourne back up the ladder, is just taking more time than we would like. Clarkson's job is safe, and he's 100% backed by the club, and the only way he isn't coaching North Melbourne is if he decides to quit on his own terms. So the ultimate question around his role can keep getting asked as well, but the answer is he's going nowhere. So what problems does he and his side have right in front of them? Well, it all starts in the AFL's pressure cooker, the midfield and centre bounce. It's what North Melbourne decided to invest most of their top line draft capital in, and it has to be their strength. There's no other way around it. Harry Sheezel, Tom Powell, Will Phillips, Colby McKercher, Finn O'Sullivan and George Wardlaw are the first round picks taken in this rebuild to make sure North have a first class on-ball unit. Throw in Luke Davis-Uniacke, Captain Jai Simpkin, as well as Big Tristan Jerry as ruck. On paper, that is pure football talent, but on field, the production is average at best. So far in 2025, North Melbourne have a minus 0.7 clearance differential, which is a touch below mid-table, and have a centre clearance differential of minus 0.3, which is again mid-table. They got mauled inside by Carlton on Good Friday, and that has sparked heat on this part of the team. Again, the Kangas aren't a great turnover team and haven't invested a lot of draft capital on the flanks or half back line, so it means this midfield mix has to beat their opponents weekly. It's the list build the club went for. So far they are in the middle of the road and have actually gotten worse since that big round 2 win. A lot of this has to go on Luke Davis-Uniacke. He's now on top dollar and surely has to meet expectations of others paid like him, including Bonampelli, Dacos, Heaney and so on. He is getting paid to be a match-winning midfielder. So far in 2025, his player rating has dropped 4 points. He's averaging just 23 disposals per game, his lowest total in 4 seasons, and has kicked just 3 total goals in 2025. It's nowhere near the level of one of the AFL's highest paid players. The talent for North is there on the ball, no doubt about it, but vision of late has been showing them getting sucked into the ball, not holding structures correctly, and not tackling with enough force either. Getting the talent is normally the hard part, but now forging it into production on the field is the real challenge. We'll get back to this part of the team a bit later on. The other big frailty is the back line. This always is in part due to the overall team defence. They just can't get it right. At the time of recording this, 23 out of the club's last 29 games have seen the opposition tumble over 100 points. It's just impossible to win 10 plus games with that kind of record. Again, these team layers of zone defence are complicated, and only internally do North Melbourne know where they are breaking down. But the fact is, North Melbourne in 2025 are letting teams on average kick 17.7 goals per game against them. That is the worst in the league. The back six itself has big weak points. Caleb Daniel and Zach Fisher are below average defenders at the best of times and have really struggled stifling opponents despite getting plenty of the ball themselves. Jackson Archer's return should be a huge boost. Aiden Core and Griffin Logue are okay, but clearly not game changers on their current form, and Charlie Comben can no doubt intercept Mark well, but beyond that, he has eye-catching flaws. He struggles in one-on-ones, and his disposals out of the back half are suspect. It's far from a safe and reliable defensive team, and pair that with breakdowns across the other lines, and that's why this team is conceding big scores. And like the midfield, this area of the ground is hard to fix in season, and the personnel is not great. The one man who might be more nervous than Alistair Clarkson is current list boss Brady Rawlings. He's been back at the club since 2019, where he was then hired as general manager of football. He, above most others, is responsible for the current list and the resources Clarkson has in front of him. Did Rawlings go too midfield heavy in his draft planning? It's a fair question to ask. Normally when you draft high for consecutive years, the best players are pure ball winners. Perhaps this talent was too hard to resist when picking high, but clearly North need defensive action from some of their midfielders and a glut of good role players. They have been unlucky with father-son and academy bids turning into stars, but no doubt have drafted ultra midfield heavy. He did also trade North's first round pick this year to move up in the 2024 draft to pick up Matt Whitlock and Richmond's second rounder for 2025. Right now, with their current ladder position, that is looking like a shocker. Rawlings has dodged a lot of the media's attention so far, but if results continue to go downhill, no doubt his role in building the list in this rebuild will come under fire. So that paints as a bleak future. A lot of questions on the field and just as many off it. The foundation of a talented midfield is still there, and the forward line has some potency, especially with Nick Larkey and breakout small forward Paul Curtis. It's really the toughness of the group, the club's leadership and team defence that just can't be resolved. It's a painful watch even as a non-North Melbourne supporter. It's impossible that an AFL team can be so bad for so long, but nearing a decade without a top 8 finish is reaching that point. Surely things have to change, but we've all been saying this for the past few seasons.